Hello, this is Dr. Scott Peck, and it's delightful to be with you again and talk about the love skill, be visible. I love people who are visible. Shannon is wonderfully visible. Oprah is visible. Obama is being visible. Michelle is visible. There's a quality when people are visible that you get to know their soul. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with them or not. It's like enjoying their visibility as who they are. You really get to see their authenticity. So most people are not visible. They're not visible with themselves. They're not visible in their intimate relationships. They're not visible in business. And they're not visible in life. So let's talk about that. And before we do, ask yourself, is your soul, on a scale of 1 to 10, how visible are you? How visible is your real soul? And it needs to be a 9 or 10 for a lot of good reasons, which we're going to get to. So, what does it take to be visible? I think first it takes honesty, it takes acceptance, it takes vulnerability, and it takes speaking up. Just thinking within your own private self, how easy it is not to face the things that are true in your own life. Why do I get upset with this? Or why am I not succeeding in this? Or what's causing this relationship not to be all that it could be? This honesty is very important. You know, the benefits to being visible are extraordinary. I listed a few of them here that I think are the outcomes of being visible. Authenticity is one great outcome. You feel authentic to yourself. Joy. You have joy when you're out there being visible. You have freedom. And you have self-fulfillment. And I think you get closer and closer to being your highest self. So let's look now in the 4 areas. We talked about privately with yourself, being honest with yourself. Where do I need to be more visible? Why am I not? What's going on in my life that I'm not facing? What am I pretending not to know or not to see? And in your intimate relationship, I think one of the great blessings of my marriage with Shannon is that, and we were both unhappily married before to different people, one of the great benefits is that we speak up. We don't let things fester under the surface. We're honest about sharing from our heart. And yes, this causes some vulnerability because I think, well, if I say this, I'm going to hurt her feelings, or vice versa. Well, if we don't say it, we're not being visible, and then I may not hurt her feelings, but our relationship begins to sink down to a lower level of intimacy. So we are honest, we're authentic with our hearts, and sometimes, and because the more authentic we are, and the more transparent, the more visible we are, the more we discover, well, hey, this led to healing. This led to her loving me more. This is good news for a relationship, to be visible. You know, in business, we all feel constrained. We can't be visible. For example, I'm in real estate. You have to do things a certain way. You can't talk about love and being visible while you're helping a client buy a house or sell a house. That's what I used to think. But now I approach real estate as it's part of my love career. I'm visible with who I am. And I know that being authentic to myself, I'm a loving person. So I just bring that love into my business. I find ways to constantly be visible and open in real estate. And if that loses me some clients because they don't like who they see when I'm being open, I'd rather lose that client than make the money. That's how important visibility has become in my life. But guess what? Once I made this decision, my income vastly started increasing because people liked me more, not less. So this led to just what I was talking to you about. Freedom, authenticity. You know, authenticity is something we think about for someone else. Oh, that person is authentic. I love that. But really, authenticity is for ourselves. When you are being authentic, honest with yourself, visible, that's a blessing to you. When we started the Love Center, Shannon and I, we've written some books. We've had a lot of fun with that, but we've had to face constantly the issue of, should we write books and say things that people want to hear? Or should we write what we feel is the truth about love? And sometimes the truth about love is not as exciting as what people might want to hear. For example, equality is extremely important for success in relationship. But who wants to read a book on how to meet the love mate of your dreams and read about equality? We want to read about more sizzle and stuff. So, and yet, we have been so authentically happy with ourselves for taking the position as co-founders of the Love Center, and right now in this videotape to you, of speaking with absolute truth what we feel is our highest understanding of love. Now, there's many people who have lots of points of view on love, and we respect them all, but we're being true to ourselves, and we're being visible. These 60 love skills that you're learning are the top love skills that we think work. These aren't just 60 love skills to make money or 60 love skills to write a book. These, in fact, are the 60 love skills that we have found actually create love in one's private life, in intimate relationships, in business, and in life. So, being visible to yourself, being visible in your intimate relationships, being visible in your business, and being visible with your life purpose. It's almost like a top-down. We spend a lot of time in our lives trying to find a love mate, trying to get a job, trying to earn money, and then after all that, we hope we'll have time to get to our life purpose, why you're here on earth. We think that each one of us has a high life purpose. I know you do, and I'll bet underneath the coverings of your thinking, you know you have a high life purpose too. I think of this as my highest self, as your highest self. Well, this is the important part about being visible. What if you never express your highest self? What if you go through all of life trying to create a relationship or make money and you never get around to expressing your highest self? And what if I do that? What a shame that would be for the universe. What a shame it would be for me and for you. So, to be visible at your highest self means you're willing to share what your life purpose here on earth is, and some people may think you're silly or crazy or off the wall. And that's the risk of vulnerability you have to take if in fact you know that you're here for a purpose. I think of that as top-down living, living from the highest self down to the mundane, as opposed to, which even I do, is try to move from the mundane to the highest self. So I want to encourage you to think about being visible from a top-down point of view. Think about what your highest purpose here is on earth, and get used to, even though it creates vulnerability, be honest with yourself. Be honest with your love mate. Be honest in business. Be honest in your life about who you are, and let it spill out. Let us feel and see your authentic self. The results, I can guarantee you what the results are going to be. Yeah, there's going to be a few people that make you feel bad. You just got to not spend your time with them. But there are going to be many people who just absolutely are thrilled to actually discover who you are. And the person who's going to be most thrilled at discovering who you are is you. And again, think of the benefits of being visible. Authenticity, joy, freedom, self-fulfillment, in touch with your destiny, closer and closer and closer to your highest self. So I implore you to be visible, and I love you as you're learning to do that and taking each step forward in being visible. I love you. Be visible.